Hey, it is me again, Jared Russo, the gaming editor for Geek Binge. And I present to you today Donkey Kong Country, the original SNES game, as the 10th, wow, we've done 10 of these, 10th inductee into the Level Design Hall of Fame. I wanted to focus more on some older titles, on some retro titles, and what a perfect game to look at than a bunch of monkeys shooting around barrels collecting bananas. Um, but in all seriousness, when I think of the great platformers, they really have one thing in common. That is just really good level design. It's just really fun levels, really innovative, kind of clever levels. They're very intuitive to get through. Not impossible. I mean, maybe when I was 8 and I played this game, it was impossible, but I don't think they are impossible. Compare them to I Want to Be the Boshi and Super Meat Boy and stuff like that. These are way tamer in comparison. But no, they had a nice difficulty curve to them, and I really think, like, just beyond like the oh my goodness, look at those graphics, they look so real, back in the 90s. These games were very different from the Super Mario titles in terms of how they played and what they featured, and a lot of that was really cool physics with bouncing, as this level shows, and I don't know, there's an interesting lighting to a lot of the levels. There's a lot of playing with light and dark, which is really interesting. Not even something like Super Mario World would even attempt that. Those games were just like really colorful, and that was really it. And even the quote-unquote spooky levels with the ghost houses and the Bowser castles were relatively tame in comparison to some of the just really weird creature design and just just how like earthy and just like just grounded yet like sinister Donkey Kong Country was. There's just a lot of really crazy looking things that will go out and eat you or kill you. And it wasn't, I wouldn't say it wasn't M-rated. It wasn't, it wasn't mature content. It was just, it was just different. It was just a different kind of atmosphere to the game, which I really like. And so now we jump to Clam City, which is one of the there's only a few of these, but they're really great. The underwater levels, that music. Can we just take like 10 seconds to listen to this music? Oh yeah, so good, so good. This level has a lot of clams in it, obviously Clam City, and they shoot these pearls at you. And so it's a nice, it is a nice way of kind of mixing up the slow, methodical nature to how you should be playing this level, because you think with the music it's supposed to be very tame and very slow. You can take your time, but they got these goddamn clam shooting pearls at you. So you're just, oh, I gotta time it. I gotta get through. And it's a really nice juxtaposition there, especially when you get hit and then the dolphin, or whatever that thing is, a swordfish, flies away. God, it's been so long. I don't remember the names of any of the animals. I used to remember them all. But yeah, no, I really like the underwater levels, just because they were very different from again the Super Mario games, which in Super Mario World you were swimming around really slow, and you really needed to have a fire flower to kind of like kill the enemies, and it was a really hard time kind of getting through. But in this one, you could kind of like leisurely go and just explore and go through the reefs and find the secrets, which I really appreciated how different they were. Why is this person going back? Are you really gonna go find the swordfish? Are you really gonna do that? I should mention, by the way, that like all of the videos, I have just randomly grabbed stuff off of YouTube. So if you would like to sue me for stealing your Let's Play, by all means do that, because I need the notoriety. But back to the game. I think with the levels I picked, and with most of the levels, I don't think there were any exceptions. But yeah, right there, the barrels, the DK barrels. When you lose one of the monkeys or apes, I guess. One's a chimp, one's an ape. One of the Kongs. When you when you lose one of the Kongs, like what happened right there, they usually put they put a barrel usually like at a right spot, like a good spot, like right after where most people get hit, or maybe after a good sequence in which it kind of has to test you to make it through, and then you get your other Kong back. It was really the checkpoints of the day because if you just died, you had to restart the whole level. But I don't remember this game being that hard. Maybe when I go back and play this game, which I should do. There you go. See there, he went through that mini section, and he got rewarded for his patience and his platforming by getting the barrel back. And so they do that very wisely. And I think I'm gonna do. If you're watching the YouTube video, there's a post on geekbinge.com, and in the post where you can find all the other inductees into the Hall of Fame and other videos, I'm going to put, I'm going to try to find as many photos of strategy guides and fan-made, put-together maps of the levels I'm talking about, because I really think it's interesting to look like on a sheet of paper, like above it all, like the entire layout of this map, because unlike Super Mario World where you're going from left to right, these levels in Donkey Kong Country, you went up, you went down, you went left, you went right, and you kind of got lost in this nice maze. It was a really cool thing to experience. And here is Minecart Carnage, maybe the most infamous level ever, just because of how early this level came and how insanely frustratingly difficult I found it when I was a child. But playing this level, I played it a few years ago playing this game, it is just really good. It is just really, really great. The whole floating rails thing was cool on its own right, but the timing of the jumps and the interesting ways in which they kind of teach you how to play this level, like they kind of give you these jumps and then they start to disattach parts, and you kind of have to like learn how to jump over the mine carts right there. Then they have enemies coming at you, and it's a nice progression in teaching you how to deal with this level. And it kept. Oh, that was nasty. That was pretty tricky. They kind of teach you, and they kind of just want you to get better at it. So they kind of expect you to die a lot, I would imagine. But I think like everybody wanted to keep coming back, and they kept playing this level. They never just gave up. Like, I always came back and I wanted to nail it just because I was doing so well consistently and I kept getting farther and farther and farther. And just because of the speed and the sense of exhilaration when you're doing shit like this. Like, this is pretty baller right here. I'm not gonna lie, this is pretty sick. Oh, that was so good. Whoever's playing this, props to you. You're landing some pretty good jumps. Oh, yeah. And this is kind of like, it kind of speaks to the Tony Hawk skateboarding nature of just like grinding and hitting over the obstacles and stuff. I really like Minecart Carnage a lot. I don't care what anybody says. And I think I have one more level right near Stop and Go Station, which is why did you leave? Oh, where are you? Okay, I guess sure, skip, whatever. This is the one where you have to tell those people to stop and go, and it is just batshit insane. In the different ways that you have to hit that light, because these things will kill you. Oh boy, that's rough. I really thought that was an interesting level to pick out. But as the exit sign shows, my time is done here. So I'll just briefly mention, you can find me on Twitter at Jared Russo. I will be doing way more of these. I love doing these. I don't care what anybody thinks. I'm awesome, and what I do is great. And I'm pretentious and conceited. But you can go to geekbench.com and you can find the podcast I do and all the other writings and the other Hall of Fame stuff. If you think Minecart Carnage is bad, then comment. I don't know. I think you're dumb. I think Minecart Carnage is great. And I stand behind these frustratingly, maddeningly difficult levels because they're awesome. And I think anybody who played this game had back in the day and still will have a lot of fun. So thank you for watching, and I will see you guys next time.